everyone. I am Professor Liang Junkai from the Department of Applied Psychology at Chuang University. At the invitation of the project leader, Professor Li Hongwei, I'm offering 2 courses as part of this project. With my background in management, my research interests lie in industrial organizational psychology, specifically in organizational behavior and consumer psychology and transportation management. Therefore, in this project, I'm offering 2 courses related to marketing management: Indigenous culture industry and marketing, and intelligent marketing and Indigenous industry development. Below, I will first share my reflections on the teaching process of the Indigenous culture industry and marketing course, including co-teaching with external instructors, the interdisciplinary curriculum design, and the challenges encountered during the teaching process. First of all, since the main theme of this course is Indigenous culture industry and marketing, for someone like me who has never been involved in the Indigenous industry, I was actually teaching, listening, and learning throughout the course. How so? With the great assistance of Professor Li Hongwei, the project leader, we invited several outstanding local experts from various fields within the Indigenous industry to co-teach this course. Among them is Section Chief Samuel Pong from the Hsinchu County government, who is in charge of the Indigenous industry exhibition and sales business in Hsinchu County. He is of Tayal descent and has a deep understanding of Tayal culture. Additionally, he has a background in management with a primary focus on marketing strategies. His work involves long-term and close cooperation with Indigenous industry operators, giving him a thorough understanding of the challenges faced by the Indigenous industry in exhibition and sales. Given his comprehensive expertise, Section Chief Pong is the ideal co-instructor for this course. His lectures mainly focus on developing strategies for the Indigenous industry from an industrial development perspective, and the analytical tools he introduced became one of the key assessment criteria for students in this course. In addition to Section Chief Pong, Professor Li also invited experts with practical business achievements in 4 areas of the Indigenous industry: tourism, gastronomy, sports and leisure, and cultural and creative industries. These experts shared their entrepreneurial journeys and the current challenges they face through guest lectures, giving both me and the students a glimpse into the realities of managing Indigenous industries. By collaborating with these experts in co-teaching, the students were able to gain a preliminary understanding of managing Indigenous industries and learn to think from the perspective of business operators. They also learned how to integrate academic theories with practical experience to develop effective marketing strategies for the industry. Next, I would like to talk about the course content arrangement for this class, especially the challenges in designing the curriculum for a course that is closely tied to practical experience, as well as the solutions we attempted. This course was offered twice during the period, and there were significant differences in the content and outcomes between the 2 offerings. In the first run, the focus was on establishing the basic concepts of industrial marketing strategy development with the practical experience of Indigenous industries taught by the aforementioned experts. In terms of analytical tools, I taught the basic concepts and frameworks of marketing management, while Section Chief Pong taught the fundamentals of strategic management. And the reason for this arrangement was that the expected outcome of the course was for students to develop marketing strategies for their chosen field within the Indigenous industry, inclusive of the 4 sectors mentioned earlier. These strategies had to be linked to digital technologies. Overall, to achieve the course objectives, we tried to integrate marketing management, strategic management, Indigenous industry management practices, and digital technology into this course. Thus, the teaching methods included classroom lectures on marketing management and strategic management, guest lectures on analytical tools, and field visits to Indigenous industries for practical experience. The ideal is full, but reality is skinny. This course was originally positioned as an introductory course offered under the general education program, and most of the students had a background in psychology. The majority had never taken a management course, let alone had experience in industrial analysis or Indigenous industries. The first time the course was offered, it was a significant challenge for the students, especially since it was a strategy analysis course at the industrial level. In traditional business school curricula, almost every topic could be an independent course. Condensing such a rich amount of content into one semester was, to be honest, a high difficulty challenge. Upon reflection, I realized that the outcome of the first course fell far short of my original expectations. Therefore, when I offered the course for the second time, I attempted to adjust the content. While the core structure remained unchanged, that is integrating marketing management, strategic management, Indigenous industry management practices, and digital technology. I adjusted the proportions of each section. I maintained the teaching hours of Section Chief Pong and the experts, reduced the time spent on field visits, and scheduled the conceptual analytical tools lectures before the guest lectures. The goal was to first establish a foundational framework for students in industrial marketing analysis so they could carry this framework into the expert lectures and the field visits, using it to guide their investigations. This adjustment was intended to help students apply their learned analytical perspective to real-world settings and develop a sharper sensitivity to industrial marketing strategy development. In addition to the adjustments made for the second offering of the course, another factor that significantly reduced the challenges was the rapid adoption of generative AI. During the first course offered in the second semester of the 111th academic year, generative AI was just starting to gain attention, and many people had not yet had the chance to use it. The foundational concepts and analytical tools taught in the course traditionally require constant practice and case studies to master, which is why each of these topics typically takes a full semester to cover in a traditional business school curriculum. However, by the time the second course was offered, second semester of the 112th academic year, the use of generative AI had exploded, spreading much faster than big data or the Internet of Things, IoT. As a result, I integrated generative AI into the course as a teaching assistant for students to use outside of class. During the marketing strategy analysis tools segment, I required students to use generative AI, engaging in dialogue with it, using the analytical framework taught in class as their base lens, while incorporating Indigenous industry domain knowledge. I also asked students to use generative AI to summarize the interview findings from the Indigenous industry experts and quickly extract content related to the marketing tools taught in class, with the goal of completing their marketing strategy analysis for each sector. Through these adjustments, I can't claim that students have fully mastered the analytical logic and tools of marketing and strategic management. However, when comparing the results of students from the second course with those from the first, I observed a noticeable improvement in the depth of their strategic analyses, as well as a better grasp of the marketing strategy analysis tools. This has given me great confidence in the ability of generative AI to accelerate student learning, and I am now more confident in integrating generative AI into future courses as a collaborative teaching aid. However, I believe there are still some limitations to the application of generative AI in this course. First, the amount of content related to Taiwan's indigenous peoples in generative AI is extremely limited. Of course, I understand this is an inherent limitation of generative AI, stemming from the fact that information about indigenous peoples, especially the specific data related to tile tribal fields discussed in the course, is already scarce. This has led to many of the responses students receive about indigenous industries or the tile people when using generative AI being what we call confidently incorrect, hallucinations. For the students, this presents another challenge. How can they assess whether the content generated by AI is reliable? Honestly, this is a difficult judgment, not just for the students, but even for me. Fortunately, most of the students had also taken another course in the project titled Indigenous Knowledge and Culture, which aims to provide a deep understanding of Indigenous knowledge and cultural content. This course can serve as a reference point for students when evaluating the accuracy of AI-generated content. Another limitation is that while I encourage students to engage with generative AI as a learning tool, I didn't provide systematic instruction on how to ask questions. More specifically, I didn't teach them how to precisely formulate their questions to generative AI to get refined results. Throughout the course, I only demonstrated this in a fragmented way or discussed it informally with the students. As a result, I noticed a significant difference in outcomes between students who asked more precise questions and those who were more casual in their queries. I will explain this difference in greater detail through a demonstration video where I compare the results between these two groups of students. The above reflects my thoughts on teaching the course Indigenous Culture, Industry and Marketing. I sincerely hope that everyone will provide feedback and guidance. Thank you. After listening to me for so long, it's time to get up and stretch a bit. Finally, let's conclude this video by listening to Technology Innovation Meets Tradition, a song with lyrics written by ChatGPT and music composed by Suno, accompanied by daily classroom snapshots from this course.
Yeah. 山林的设立出传统产业面临挑战，太雅族的工艺渐渐被时代淡忘，部落官方品质有可难以留存，我们的文化只需要新的传奇与希望。在困境中，我们不再却步，高科技的光芒照亮了前行的路，我们是科技传承者，要有创新让传统终生。大数据的力量带来新机会，人工智慧的辅助让文化不再沉睡，前文与无视，完美的结合，高科技的力量让未来充满希望。数据分析市场，了解顾客的需求，人工智慧推荐，打造竞争的形象。虚拟展示平台让工艺品走向世界，我们的努力让传统焕发新颜。在困境中，我们不再止步，高科技的光芒照亮了前行的路，我们是科技传承者，要有创新让传统终生。大数据的力量带来新机会，人工智慧的辅助让文化不再沉睡，前文与无视，完美的结合，高科技的力量让未来充满希望。手牵着手，心连着心，在未来的路上不再孤单前行。科技的翅膀让梦想高飞，太阳族的未来由我们来描绘。大数据的力量带来新机会，人工智慧的辅助让文化不再沉睡，前文与无视，完美的结合，高科技的力量让未来充满希望。属于高科技的时代，我们勇敢前行，泰雅族的精神永远闪耀光芒，科技传承着我们引以为荣，在科技中，我们的传统永不朽。 数据分析市场，了解顾客的需求，人工智慧推荐，打造精准的行销，虚拟展示平台，让供应品走向世界。我们的努力让传统焕发新颜。在困境中，我们不再止步，高科技的光芒照亮了前行的路。我们是科技传承者，要用创新让传统重生。大数据的力量带来新机会，人工智慧的辅助让文化不再沉睡。前卫与务实，完美的结合，高科技的力量让未来充满希望。在困境中，我们不再止步，高科技的光芒照亮了前行的路。我们是科技传承者，要用创新让传统重生，让传统重生。在争招手，信念之心，在未来的路上不再孤单前行。科技的翅膀让梦想高飞，太阳族的未来由我们来描绘。